Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight in person and online. Communications approaches and technologies continue to evolve. They are breaking down barriers and helping us build better connections. To stay innovative, the Planning and Growth Management Department is committed to using different outreach methods, such as the format we are employing tonight. I only want to take a moment to say a few words. I would like to thank the staff that have organized this event, especially Charmaine Forgy and Alex Seguin for helping bring the evening together. Events like these help to confirm the department's commitment to engage and educate communities about planning matters. We are interested in your thoughts on development proposals, but we also want to know how you prefer to be engaged and the topics that matter to you most. Tonight, you will be previewing new content being developed for our popular Planning Primer, which is a public educational series that has been offered by the department since 2007. To date, over 4,000 people have attended one of our Planning Primers. I would like to thank Krista Libman, who will be presenting later tonight, for leading this initiative. For those interested in a Planning Primer, the next session will be offered in September. Be sure to sign up to receive the department's monthly e-newsletter to learn more about this and other community planning events. Before I turn the microphone over to the City's Planning Committee Chair, Councillor Jan Harder, I would like to thank John Campbell for joining us tonight. I have known John for many years, and I, like you, am looking forward to hearing him speak tonight. So with that, please help me welcome Planning Committee Chair Harder, who will share a few words with us and introduce us to John. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. We're very excited. We've been excited, actually, for many months. I forget when first we met to talk about this forum, and you've noticed some changes in the way that we, as a city and the planning department, certainly are working with communities and on planning issues generally, and even with the development industry as well. We find it's far more collaborative, and we're having far more success in getting where we want. I want to introduce, I see two councillors here. I think there's more coming. Councillor Toby Nussbaum, and stand up, Toby. Toby is the councillor for Rideau Rockcliffe. And Matt, where did you go? And Matt Fleury, you know, he's our downtown councillor, well, half of our downtown, Rideau Vanier. So thank you, everybody. And I see lots of leaders in this city, people that have engaged for decades in planning Ottawa. And we also have a new, this, just as usual, this is not in my script at all, because I'll tell you what happened. They prepared notes for me, and then these other people started talking about all the stuff that's in here. I'm going like, I'm not going to say that again. And so we, what's the point, eh? I mean, we're here to hear John Campbell. We're not here to hear me stand up here. But just to get to how, so we were excited about this. And as you know, we have Building Better, Smarter Suburbs. Now we have Building Better, Revitalized Neighborhoods, which we're just starting with. And one of them will be in Vanier South, which will engage people in both Matt and Toby's wards. Another one would be Carlingwood, and the other one is Hetherington Ledbury. That's going to be a lot of work. We're going to be counting on you folks to help us out with that. And that's under the leadership of Mr. John Smith. And so we hope that today's the start of forums such as this. We listened to you over the last year when you said, you know what would be really helpful? You have the planning primers, they're great, but really, you know, we'd like some help on committee of adjustment. So we're hoping that what you hear tonight is something, we want your feedback on that. And then, of course, all of you, I'm sure, who in this room has not come to some standing committee at council? You haven't? So this is about, you know, something's affecting you in your neighborhood and you want to register and you want to come out and speak and you only have 5 minutes. What should those 5 minutes look like? So we're hoping that that's helpful. I wanted to say that a lot of thought has gone into this event, and I want to especially thank one person from the community for her support, and that's Sheila Perry. Sheila Perry is with, as you know, she's with the Federation of Citizens Associations, and she's been an essential sounding board and advisor to us, not just on this event, but on a range of issues over the years. And we won't always share the same views, and we don't, on planning files, but I must say that Sheila always keeps the lines of communication open, and she's an important link to the community, and it was her idea, actually. She has two cousins that are architects in Toronto, and they are very impressed by Mr. Campbell, and so is Sheila, and she said, I think John Campbell would be a fabulous first speaker. And here comes Councillor, speaking of fabulous, Marianne Wilkinson. Many of you know her. So I'm honored that we have you, John, here today for our very first. He didn't know he was our first speaker of Building Better Connections. For 12 years, he led the redevelopment efforts for Toronto's waterfront, which is a huge multi-billion-dollar project that includes strong public realm of new parks and revitalized streets, together with residential and commercial development that brings people and vitality to this part of Toronto. Waterfront Toronto, which John ran, is overseeing the reclamation and use of many lands contaminated with industrial pollutants. This huge project required the support of all three levels of government, mayors, cabinet ministers, and city councillors. I'm certain there must have been some extraordinary diplomacy to keep this project moving ahead in the right direction. Living in the nation's capital, we see that pretty much on a daily basis. I also understand that John and his team spent a lot of time and effort consulting with the residents of Toronto. In the end, he found considerable support for building exciting new places along the Toronto waterfront, places that are environmentally sustainable, lively, and innovative. And after years of hard work, Toronto has seen its waterfront transformation get underway with several projects, such as the redesign and reconstruction of Queen's Quay, completed or underway. And if you've been to Toronto, you've noticed that evolution. Great cities want to bring people to their waterfronts and keep these as public places accessible to all. And I recall I think it was about 5 years ago, the Ottawa Public Library had a fundraising gala at the National Art Gallery. And we had as our speaker there, Moishe Safdie, who was the architect for the NAC. And after he talked, he took some questions. And somebody said to him, if you could recommend one thing only Ottawa could do to improve, he said, you are not taking advantage of your waterfronts. That's what he said. And I remember that all the time, and I thought, why are we not? You know, and that's another thing with our issues with the NCC, Parks Canada, all the different bodies in that. But I think we're starting to get beyond that, like Toronto has, and we're starting to see this waterfront as a huge opportunity for the future. And our discussion has been long and often delayed, just like Toronto was, by issues of land contamination, political jurisdiction, and conflicting visions. But we're making progress. And so the Zibby development, I thought I saw Jonathan Westeindy come in a little while ago, at Chaudière and Albert Islands, a very unique development with great attention to protecting the environment has been approved and is underway. And even though there was opposition, we know that the Zibby is at the forefront of smart, environmentally sustainable development. And then the National Capital Commission just announced the next step in their saga with Le Breton, which is very exciting for us as well. The scale and ambition of these proposals have been impressive. So we're soon going to be reviewing the plans. Part of that process, the planning department here will play a very significant role in how that Le Breton develops. And so will you. There'll be lots of public consultation. With that background, we're eager to hear about the experiences in Toronto and the renaissance of their waterfront. So I'd ask Mr. Campbell, our very first speaker at Building Better Connections, to come forward. Thank you, everybody.